Namaste and welcome to the Divas That Care Network. I'm your host, Gia-Raquel Rose, owner of Airs Above Yoga, and you are listening to Above the Ground podcast. If this is your first time tuning in, our network is in its 15th year and listened to in over 30 countries. I would like to take a moment to personally thank you for giving me the gift of your time. As always, it is my honor to hold space with you. And today we are continuing with our sequence about balance. And when it comes to yoga, what is there if we don't have balance? And same with life, right? So it just happens to be that balance is the goal, the desire, and the outcome, I think, all at the same time. And if you may have noticed, there's a slight change in backdrop. As mentioned last time when I said I fell behind on everything, it wasn't because I was away doing anything fun, but now I am still making time to dedicate to you guys and to our podcast, even though I am not quite at home. But I figured what better backdrop for a meditation episode than the natural setting of the forest. And so I want to hope that you enjoy the backdrop as much as I have enjoyed being here and talking a little bit more about how we can find our center, which is obviously key for yoga always. But when it comes to meditation, it is also, one of the easiest ways once you've begun a practice, right? So meditation, and by the way, I do have a lovely strapless dress on, but meditation is a practice. And so if you're new to meditation, I've talked a whole bunch of different times in different ways about how to get into from the body into quieting the mind and kind of using your body is specifically using your breath to get yourself into that space of quiet, of tuning the world out, of silencing what is not important or what is taking you out of your balance. And so the best way to do that for people who are newer meditation is very simply to focus on your breath. It is the quickest way to drop, out of your mind and the chatter of your mind and into your body. It is also one of the best ways to calm yourself down if you're in a state of imbalance, if you will, so that you can bring yourself out of that kind of mental spiral, that potential downward spiral, and focus on the breath, on your center. Another way to do that is touching your hands onto your body, onto your heart. Honestly, wherever feels natural for you, whether that's your heart, whether that sometimes I like to take them onto my solar plexus, kind of give myself that kind of power center vibe, and just basically attracting in your attention to yourself, right? Where your attention goes, energy flows. So anytime that you're trying to find your balance, recenter yourself, hands, physical touch is a great way to bring your awareness to a specific area. And if you are breathing, you can even, there is a yogic breath called three-part breath, generally done laying down, not that you can't do it upright, but it is typically done laying down, where you kind of breathe into your belly, all the way down into your belly. And then you have a hand on your chest and you can feel how the breath moves through the body and actually breathes. It can breathe all the way up. If you then move a hand up towards just at the base of the neck and around the collarbone, the very, very tip tops of your lungs kind of nestle under your collarbone. So you try to breathe all the way through and all the way up. And hopefully that will begin to bridge that connection between the body and the mind. And the best way, like I mentioned, to do that is through coordinated breath work, and really beginning there when you have not much practice with meditation. And I think that that's really wonderful to begin first by breathing. Another really great way to go about it is by counting. So whether you're counting your breath, whether you're focusing on a count two or just a rhythmic count, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth, trying to extend the exhales of a breath can not too far, right? So we don't want to go to the point where we're actually getting into, needing to breathe, right? We want to be very gentle with ourselves. And so when we're talking about exhaling extra, so we would maybe have a count of, let's say, 2 inhales. So count of 2 for the inhale, count of 4 for the exhale. Something like that is a nice place to start. And anytime you begin to exhale longer than you inhale, even though it may seem out of balance, watch the air quotes for those of you who are listening, you begin to bring yourself into that relaxation. Extending the exhale is something that I lead through all of my meditations in my classes. We do our initial grounding down meditations upon entering the room. And so the reason for that is because it does begin to release all of that stress from the day right into the mat or the floor beneath you, which is what we're going for generally. So, with that in mind, when we're talking about balance and we're talking about finding that place within you that is your center. My grounding meditation is always wonderful, and I have posted that already. So please feel free to head back and listen to some earlier episodes. And that is just, I think that was the first meditation because I do it so much and it's so ingrained in me. That's a great one for every day. You know, if you have a yoga practice or just before you begin your day, it's an intention setting mantra as well. You can use that grounding meditation to pick a mantra if you want. If you want to choose a mantra for yourself, that's fine. You can also set your daily intention, mantra, etc., from that very gentle, receptive place that I hope that that grounding meditation brings you to. For us today, we're going to talk about ways to work through imbalance in meditation. And so, trying to utilize a meditative state to identify what is bringing you out of balance, what is taking you from your center, what is putting you out of whack, if you will, with the natural world. I don't know if anyone ever watched the movie. I want to say it was Failure to Launch with Matthew McConaughey, where he was hanging out with his friends and all the animals in nature kept attacking him. And I think that was just, it was so funny because I think it was Bradley Cooper in that movie who said to him, you're going against the grain of the world. And that's why, dolphins and lizards, random lizards on rocks are attacking you all the time. So if you haven't seen it, it's a delightful watch. And if you have, then I'm hoping that you will find a chuckle as I did and living your life out of sync with the universe, out of sync with your path and your trajectory, or living your life so much for others that you are losing the balance that, is inherent to you and the world around you, whatever your little piece or corner of the world happens to be. So, what we're going to do with this guided meditation is simply focus on our breathing to get ourselves into that gentle, receptive place. Once in that gentle, receptive place, we're going to very slowly begin to pose questions that will lead and guide us towards the answers that we may need to face to consciously bring us back to a balance and bring us back to our center. So, as always, the first thing I'm going to ask for anyone with any meditation practice is to make yourself very, very comfortable. Once you are very, very comfortable, you're going to gently begin to either close your eyes, lower your gaze if you're more comfortable. If you are in a seated position, which I will be today and am always when I am leading these, but for you, feel free to be reclined if that's more comfortable for you. I've given multiple different ways to take meditation, but the key is physical comfort so that there's nothing to take you out of the mental and emotional regulation. And it's all about just beginning to drop in, relax, release, and receive. So making yourself, hopefully I've given you a few moments to do that. If you are seated, then I encourage you to have a small pillow or a blanket so that you can lift your hips up slightly off the floor so that you are elevating just a little bit above the knees. The knees will then be cross-legged if that's comfortable for you, or in a maybe an extended bound angle or cobbler's pose if that's comfortable for you, but make it something that you can hang out in for about 10 minutes or so that you know that you're not going to start to kind of cramp up or again be taken out of that receptive place. And so once you're there, as you gently begin to close your eyes or lower your gaze, take a moment in whatever position you're in to bring your hands to the center of your body, wherever is most comfortable for you. So whether that's your heart, whether that's your solar plexus, whether that's up towards the base of the collarbone and the neck, anywhere that just feels right for you in this moment is right for you. And so just start by breathing into your hands. And create that connection between the breath, the mind, and the body. Feel the warmth of your hands. Feel how the lungs inflate into the hands. Allow the breath and the lungs and the ebb and the flow to begin to establish an accidental rhythm. No counting, nothing forced, simply the organic rhythm of your breath in and out into the hands. Feel the gentle pressure. Feel the soft resistance of the hands against your skin. And feel how, with your breath, the hands give and release and begin to take on the shape of the body beneath them. And as you begin to relax into this union between your own sense of touch and your breath, take note. Notice if anything comes to your mind. Offer gratitude to anything that has come into this first place of receptivity. And now it's up to you whether you'd like to keep your hands where they are throughout the meditation, or if you'd like to release them down comfortably to your sides. And then just notice, if you chose to, the absence of your hands from your body. Feel the space that they have left. Feel the energy that they have left where they were. Can you still feel connected to that place? Breathe into the space where your hands were just a moment ago. And even though they may no longer be in that place, begin to feel the safety. Feel this safety and begin to visualize the space of safety all around you. If you have a practice and your practice is one of visual meditation, you have a safe space that you feel called to, picture yourself there now. If you don't, then begin to visualize a very tall, very strong, very rooted tree. And with your mind's eye, feel your back, feel your legs, feel your seat, comfortably resting at the base of this strong and sturdy tree. What does it look like? As your feet and your toes wriggle into the ground, is it soft? Is it cool? Feel supported and grounded by the base of this tree. And just as your hands were touching the front of your heart space or the center where you breathe in, when you removed your hands and felt the space where they once were, feel the tree in that same space at your back, knowing that it is there to support you fully and completely at any time that you may need. And as you relax and rest into the strength of this tree in this very safe space, begin to look around you. And with the tree at your back, allow a fog to form in front of you as if you were in the clearing of a forest. Allow the light from the sun to glisten off this fog. And as you breathe, bring your intention, bring your awareness, and ask for what is bringing you most away from this centered space to walk towards you from the fog, having no fear, but bringing to light and allowing to step into the sunshine that which your conscious mind may want to remain just out of view, and invite that which is taking you from your center to join you now in the light, in this clearing, in this space of total and complete safety and protection. What do you see? Is it a person? Is it more than one person? Is it a symbol? Try not to look into the fog, but be in the state of receptivity to allow what is meant to come to you, to find you and meet you exactly where you are. And as you gaze upon the vision of that which is bringing you from your balance and from your center, say thank you. Thank you for showing yourself. Thank you for showing me what it is I needed to know in this moment. And invite that which is coming into your field of vision to sit gently with you at the base of your tree. And then begin to ask, what is it? Who is it that brings me back to my center? What is the antidote? What is the best and highest person, place, thing? Is it something within you? And ask it to step from the fog into the light of the clearing in the meadow. Is it a part of you? Are they both parts of you? When you've become aware of that which brings you back to balance, again say thank you. Invite this gift to join you as you sit at the base of this tree. And feel the sunshine bring gentle rays over you, your tree, that which takes you from your balance and that which restores your balance. Let the sunlight shine so brightly down upon all of it that you begin to take your hands back out around you, embracing as you bring them towards your heart or the center of your body, both that which restores and that which removes, and embrace them. Allow the sunlight to allow it all to dissipate back into the fog and the ether with gratitude and awareness, and above all, integration. With your hands now back on your body, settle a little more deeply into the trunk of that tree. Feel the support from your own hands holding you at your center. Feel the grounding of that tree against your back as you begin to make small, gentle movements with your toes, digging them into the soft ground beneath you, beneath your tree. And from where your hands are, gently bring them into prayer. If you're sitting, gently bowing your head. And if you are reclined, gently tucking your chin ever so slightly in. Declaring that that which takes you from your balance is now integrated and aware. That that which restores your balance is now integrated and aware. That all of these things can come into balance within you so that no matter what, this space is always attainable, always ready to be acknowledged, and always ready to be integrated. When you feel ready, gently beginning to deepen your breathing. And after a few rounds of slow, methodic breath, beginning to gently open your eyes. Always take as much time as you need to come out of meditation. You can remain on the floor in your seat, on your mat, in that soft space of gratitude, in that space of integration between that which takes you from your center and that which returns you to your center. Now that you have awareness of both, you can be more mindful of when one is beginning to dominate. And hopefully, you can begin to implement the other, whatever it may be, whatever piece of you. Maybe it's a person who brings you into balance. Maybe it's a yoga practice. Maybe it's a pet. Whatever it might be, always remind yourself you don't have to let go of everything to bring to balance. You can simply acknowledge and find that which restores your balance to you. Integrate that a little more. I want to take this moment again to appreciate each and every one of you for sharing your space with me. And I ask that you please share the same with your loved ones. For more goodness, follow me on all the socials at Above the Ground Podcast and visit my website, airsaboveyoga.com. As always, don't forget to check out my other episodes and all of my amazing sisters at divasthatcare.com. You can also find us on Spotify, Odyssey, Apple, Amazon, iHeartRadio, or anywhere else you may feel guided. Again, my name is Gia-Raquel Rose, owner of Airs Above Yoga, and you are listening to Above the Ground Podcast, where every day is a good one.